first time. Normally, I will stream this live on Facebook as well. I've been removed from doing live on Facebook for now. So we're going to do what we always do, which is record it and post it on YouTube. We're also streaming live on YouTube as well. Hopefully everyone had a good time this last Thursday with people that they care about. I always give the insight about people who are no longer able to celebrate any time, physical time, with the people that they did that built traditions. So heart goes out to all those people who are missing their loved ones for the first time during this holiday season. For those who don't know, my name is Cy Smith. I'm the founder of National Block Club University. We've been doing what we do since November 20th, 1994. So we just last Saturday hit our 27th year of doing this work. As you listen to this 2-hour presentation, we're going to have breaks in between. We're going to have opportunities for you to dial in. I'm getting ready to post right now, so our people that want to join in from Facebook can. They will allow me to do that. So I will invite those people that want to jump on that way to join us if they choose to. But the rundown is we're going to go through all 8 teams that we have. That's our business team. We're going to go through our accountability team. We're going to go through our safety team. We're going to go through our education team. We're going to go through our construction team. We're going to go through our race relations team. We're going to go through our food team, which is also our health. And we're going to go through our legal and policy team. So over the next 3 to 5 o'clock, we're going to be touching on all those subjects. And it's all about Black people and what we're dealing with, going through. We have an awesome support system of all other ethnic groups, and they all know that what we talk about is how to improve the conditions of Black people who are the descendants of people who was done so wrong in this country, and we continue to live through the horrors of that supremacy legacy. And so anyone that feels that identifies with that philosophy, we invite you to join in with us. But anyone who feels like is not about race, this probably isn't the platform for you, because we believe it's all about race, and we don't advocate anyone. We just know that we have to do for Black people. All right, National Block Club University, we are about to kick off. I'm gonna post the agenda here shortly. And when you look at the agenda, I want you to just look at it from this angle. When you have so many topics to cover, you're not going to be able to go too deep with any one subject matter. So as you hear me go through each of these subjects, we're going to move quickly, but we do have flexibility with our breaks. We don't have to go a full 5-minute break. We can cut it down a couple minutes, things of that nature. So that gives us some flexibility if need be. But we always start out with roll call. And I want to talk about why we call it the last names S, T, and U for this month. So we're going to go through the roll call. If you have a pen, I definitely think you should jot down a lot of information you're going to get. It's going to be a powerhouse of different subject matters and topics and little nuggets that really can help. If you are an activist, if you're someone that care about what's happening to Black people, this 2 hours can be very, very beneficial to you. All right, so let's get at it. The roll call begins with the 20 zip codes we have. These zip codes represent Black Chicago, the 3rd largest city in America. And so I'm gonna go through these zip codes starting on the west side of Chicago. This will let you know who we expecting to be on with us today. 60612 East Garfield Park, that's Governor Byron Dixon. We are not anticipating Byron because his last name is D, not S, T, or U. 60623 zip code is Eric Strickland. I am hoping Eric can get on. I know he has another call, but just in case he can't, we're going to continue on. We're going to represent all our zip codes, but he should be on technically. His last name is S. Then we got zip code, that's North Lawndale, 60624 zip code. That's Garfield Park neighborhood, and that is Sandra Brinson. I am not expecting Governor Brinson on. Last name B. She should be on in January. Then we got 60639 zip code. This is Tiffany Taylor is our superstar there. So technically she should be on today. She's a businesswoman, so she's running her business right now. I doubt if she's going to be on. Again, we're going to represent even if she can't get on. 60644. That zip code is the South Austin neighborhood. We have our brother down there, James, last name Shannon. And I just had a meeting with him on Tuesday. So I don't anticipate he'll be on again. I just want you guys to know who should be on based on this last name solution. 60651 is the last zip code on the west side. That is led by Kernita Jones, Governor Kernita Jones. Last name J. She'll be on in February. She don't have to be on today. So that covers our west side roll call. On the south side, we have 60609 zip code. That zip code is led by Sister McDaniels. So she, last name M, don't have to be on. She was actually on last month, well, scheduled to be on last month. So she don't have to be on until March of next year. And then we have 60620, that's Auburn Gresham. That's our Governor Francis Newman. She was on last month. So she don't have to be on. That's the Auburn Gresham neighborhood. 60621, that zip code now is open. We don't have a governor in 21 anymore. However, Tamala Miller has been district leader. She's been doing an outstanding job. Last name M, so she don't have to be on this month. 60629 is Governor Deborah Pryor. Last name P, she was last month, don't have to be on this month. Then we have 60636, that's our superstar Denise King, that's West Inglewood. 60629 is Marquette Park. So we're not expecting Denise King being on this month. Then the last one is 60652 zip code. That is superstar Brittany. Last name starts with a C, so she'll be on in January, not this month here. So that covers all our zip codes on the south side of Chicago. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our east side of Chicago, which is 60615 zip code, Governor Joe Murrows. I'm texting Joe shortly. I do anticipate Joe will jump on. He don't have to, but he wanted to get on. So I'm going to make sure he gets this invite. He's in the Washington Park, High Park area there. 60617 is our superstar Chrissy. Last name is W, so she's scheduled for next month, not this month. Hopefully she will be able to get on next month. Then we have 60619. That is our superstar Governor. Let me mute this and turn this down here. Erica Dunn. Erica Dunn is January and July, so we're not anticipating her being on right now. But she's in the Chatham neighborhood. We have a lot of superstars in Chatham, so shout out to our Chatham leaders. Then we got 60628, Governor Charles Robinson. He was last month. He stayed on the whole 2 hours last month. That's the Roseland neighborhood. 606-437 is superstar Claudette Reddick. Last month was her day, so I'm not anticipating her being on today. Then we got 60643, that's Governor Diana Barnes, last name B, so that means she'll be on in January and July. Then 60649, Rachel Lindsay, Governor Rachel Lindsay. She's March and September, so we're not expecting her today. And the last one is 60653 zip code. And I'm in the middle of recruiting someone for this zip code. Her last name starts with S. I did just try to get her on the call just now, and I knew I was a long shot. So we'll get her eventually. But the bottom line, we do have someone in mind for Bronzeville, 60653. All right, so that's the roll call. I appreciate you guys letting me go through that. And what I'm about to do now is switch gears. We're going to talk about the good news. And this month, being November, it's always, families getting together, people getting together because they don't have to work and they have time. But we also I think in this COVID environment, post-COVID, if you will, uh, getting together means a little bit more. And so I want to just say I've heard from a lot of people, you guys all over this nation, on how good it feels to be around the people you love. So I just ditto that and thank you guys for that. The good news on that National Block Club University side is we did secure another one of our high level funders to get us through the next 3 months. And we put together 5 people who generally puts up $5,000. And what this does now that we putting it in this format, a $20,000 bucket, and each quarter we'll know which person ideally would be able to do the $5,000 loan to keep us functional. We hope not to have to use that here after the beginning of this next year, but in the event that we do have to do that, at least we kind of know who we can count on to keep us going. And that's a good feeling to have, knowing that we got 4 people at that level who can keep this organization going. And I'm gonna be talking about what that means for us as we get through this session here. All right, so that's a big good news piece. And then again, knowing that National Block Club University is on the cusp of finally being operational and functional for forever. We're that close, and you're gonna hear me talk about the 100 people we have to have here in the next 3 weeks, and then the 1,000 people we have to have before this year is out. You're gonna definitely hear me speaking about that, because we're too game ready to have global impact around the world. So for us to not get these 100 people, we call them gap fillers, then switch gears and get the 1,000 people to do electronic dollar, is going to be shame on us if we don't do that. All right, so that's there's other good news that will come up throughout our 2 hours together. So I'm not gonna belabor that point. So right now I want to switch gears and talk about rural towns. And I hope to be able to put this slide up for you guys so you guys can see what these rural towns mean to us. We do have Bucksport, South Carolina. That town is designed to be our national intake center. So every time we meet a new person, Bucksport, South Carolina, which is 96% Black, will have someone working on our behalf to get that person inducted into our process and on board with what we're doing. So 7 offices would need to be established in Bucksport, South Carolina, small town, less than 1,000 people in this town. But the main thing is it allows Black people to take our dollars and build up one of our Black towns. Small town, but still a Black town. And that's the role that Bucksport will play. Mississippi, of course, is our Blackest state in the union. So we had a lot of work, a lot of production coming out of Mississippi this month in November. Just so you guys know, we created 108 meetings for Mississippi, 108 meetings. And that means there's always work to do in Mississippi. And the benefit of this is it's gonna allow us to hire people both in Mississippi and hire people outside Mississippi to work on our Black people best interests. And then the Blackest state in the union, that's a good thing to do. All right, so that's real good news. And I just want to reiterate to all of us that investing and working with the South is good for Blacks in the North, because the South is where majority of Black people are. So that's a big deal when you hear me talk about anything dealing with Bucksport, South Carolina, or Mississippi, because it's us circulating and keeping dollars, with us. To manage Mississippi, we're gonna have 4 meetings instead of just 1. We were doing the 4th Wednesday of the month meeting for all of Mississippi, and I just found that being too hard to get everyone in the whole state on the same page. So we're gonna do Northeast, Northwest meeting, Southwest meeting, and Southeast meeting. And the Southeast meeting will be where all the other 3 areas will come to the Southeast meeting, and that'll be on the 4th Wednesday. So the Northeast meeting will be the 1st Wednesday, Northwest the 2nd Wednesday, Southwest the 3rd Wednesday, then the Northeast will be the 4th Wednesday. So that's how we plan on managing Mississippi. Got a call last night from one of our Chicago people, went to Mississippi where they were, called me with the person home they were in. They got a lot of equipment that they want to sell, get rid of. And I told them, I said, if you don't mind, can you wait till next year? They said, that's what we were talking about. I said, perfect. Because my intention is by next year in Mississippi is to have enough people coming to these meetings that we're having so that we can then be able to say, hey, let us now send down to Mississippi a few people from Chicago, from Gary, from Milwaukee. They're going to run this sale that you have. They're going to use this equipment to go and work in Memphis and earn money. It's a plethora of things we'll be able to do. But the main thing is to keep that equipment in our hands, and also to either make money off of it and build our people up. But either way it go, we want this to benefit us as a people. And I think we'll be able to do something like that if we get our people down there. So that's it. It is 3:17. So we right on target. We right on time. And next month, the summit is December 18th. Tuckweiler, Mississippi is where we're on tour at right now. So that means all 107 other towns in Mississippi was ideally would have put, 20 nickels into Tuckweiler, Mississippi. That would have been ideal. We know it's going to take time to get our people to see value in this, but I just want to keep the direction going so you guys know what should be happening. So in April, it was Rosedale, Mississippi, where all the other 107 towns should have put 20 nickels into. And next month, December, is Vicksburg, Mississippi. So you got Rosedale, Mississippi, October tour, November tour, Tuckweiler, Mississippi, and then next month, December, is Vicksburg, Mississippi. So, let's get in this mindset of these 20 nickels. You're going to hear me talking about that, and all of our 18-year-olds. So we need to get our 18-year-olds in Mississippi ready, because change is coming, rotation is coming. All right, so let me do this. We're going to go to our first break, and we'll be back at 3. So that was a 2-minute break. So we're going to come back in 5 minutes. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about safety and our security as people. Unfortunately, this is the bad news, because we're going to be talking about this shooting and killing. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, testing 1 2. All right, and pardon me for talking to you guys not being able to hear me, but in a nutshell, the delay during that delay where you couldn't hear me, I was talking about the violence. What you're looking at right here is people who've been shot, killed, stabbed, and raped in the last 7 days. So let me blow this up so you guys can really see this. Um, all right, let's see if that makes it where you guys can really see this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's look at this here. Let me get it a little bit bigger here. All right. So this here is what we're looking at, and you guys can see it. This is being recorded, so you can come back to this later as well. I wanted to spend some time on this because this violence is an issue that we all want to see come to an end. And so I want to really highlight what's happening here. You see, this is the date received here. Uh, Dallas man, a woman stabbed the Dallas man to death on Thanksgiving. A Memphis man was shot to death in an apartment complex. The second person was shot to death in the next complex over. A man robbed and then sexually assaulted. A man was robbed and sexually assaulted at a gas station in Memphis. You see the dates here, right here. You got the Chicago man shot to death. And then his mom went to prayer vigil, and she was shot to death in Chicago on the south side, the far south side. Told you guys as you're looking at this violence here. Yeah, okay, good, we're good. Okay, while you guys are looking at this violence here, I want you to know 491 murders and killing. The key to turning this around is habits, schedule, network. We call that HSN, habits, schedule, network. Because you're going to hear a lot of people talk about it's all these other things, which everything plays a role. But I wanted to be very explicit. Habits, how we use time, schedule, and our network, who's in our life. That's what's going to turn this around, what you're looking at. So I'm just scrolling so you guys can see how serious this is. What National Block Club University is hoping to do before this year is out. We got 31 days left for this year, next month, and then today we got 4 days, so 35 days, and this year is over. You're gonna see. I'm gonna put up this spindle. You're gonna see what we think is it. Is all we need to do to turn our whole way of operating around and have global impact in the next 35 days. And it's going to rest on a certain small dollar amount that if we do that, we're going to be able to see major, major change. Look at that. Baltimore, 300 people murdered so far. Gary, Indiana, 42 people murdered so far this year. So as you just scroll down here, this is all still November. Chicago has 700 people who've been murdered already, over 700 people. As you just keep looking down here, Memphis over 280 murdered. That was on November 10th. Just had a chance to talk to a pastor down there in Memphis. He's eager to work with us. We're eager and excited to work with him. And we believe we can make his church the model, because anyone that adopts this concept and apply it to their city, they're going to have all the weight of the third largest city, Chicago, supporting them. So as you look at this is just rounding out November. So this is it for November. I just want you guys to see November. We're not going to go into October. All right, so let me stop this now. I appreciate you guys letting me share that with you, because it is totally, totally unacceptable what we have to put up with. And there's a lot of people who profit off of our pain. They move in our neighborhoods. They get dirt cheap real estate because of the pain and suffering of our people. And then if we say something about it, then we're we categorize as being racist. So we got some work to do. But if we just focus on doing for self, if we just focus on taking care of our business, it wouldn't matter what they say. It's a matter of what we're doing. And it's really about how we use that black dollar to keep circulating and staying in our community. All right, next up, we need to talk about missing persons and these vacant buildings. Missing persons and the vacant buildings. Now, I want to put this up here because I want to really highlight this on the safety side. And this here is going to coincide with the missing persons too. So let me do this. Let me go back to share the screen here. I want you guys to look at this. Make sure it pulled up first before I get you guys there. Okay, it haven't come up yet. There we go. All right, so what you're about to look at, earlier you heard me speak about HSN being what we need to do to stop this shooting and killing, the Habit Schedule Network. What you're about to look at now is a little bit different. And it's not something that you're going to hear about from a lot of people because it's something that took 27 years for us to build this. And now it's ready. It's ready for us to make this work the way it's been designed to work. And it's going to be hinged on us getting 1,000 people to send in $1. 1,000 people to send in $1. I know people hear that, oh, here go a scheme or something. We got 4 people who send $250 whenever we ask. So we already can get $1,000. So that's not what we after per se. The biggest thing we're after is the agreement of 1,000 people to do something together. Because with 1,000 people doing something together, it leaves the door open for us to do other things together. So 1,000 people doing something is a big deal. And so what you're about to see now, as this screen comes up, you are about to see where we are as Black people in this United States of America. I didn't want you guys to see that. This is what I want you guys to see right here. Hopefully it'll come up here. It's taking a little while to come up, so that's not good. Eventually, we're gonna have a whole production, so you guys don't have to be bored with me sitting here trying to be a tech guy. We'll have someone that'll be able to pull this stuff right up and have it so whoever is speaking, they'd be right on point. But here it is here. This here, it goes along with our safety and our young people. We really want our young people to learn this type of stuff. Not in school. We don't expect the school to teach this. We're going to teach it. And what this is, let me blow this up so you guys can really see it. This is a track here. This is a track. And this track has a left side and a right side. And when you think about Black people and what we're dealing with, what we're going through, I want to break this down. So every action that we take is built in response to this social construct that's been put together, not by us. This has not been put together by us. We are responding to the boat that we've been put in. So on this left side here of this one track, I want to talk about fighting. And the reason we have to fight is because this wasn't built for us. A lot of what we're dealing with is because it was propped up and built for them, not us. So on this left side are people who love fighting. They want to make sure things are right and hold people accountable. So on this left side are Black people who love fighting to keep our families together, like with DCFS, Department of Children and Family Services, welfare that say the man have to leave the house if you want government assistance. We fighting for anti-violence funding. You hear people saying, we need money for this. We need money to stop the violence. Number three, we fighting for police reform. We want the police to treat us nice. Number four, we fighting for school funding. We need better books. And we fighting, number five, for minimum wage. We can't live off this wage. Number six, we fighting for bank loans so they can give us more money compared to the white people. Number seven, we fighting for equality. We want to be treated the same. Number eight, we fighting for food deserts. We need to put food in our community. Number nine, fighting for civil rights. Number 10, fighting for civil rights. Number 9, fighting for voting rights. What I'm saying here, and we should fight. I'm a military man. We need to fight. But please know that all of these things, what we're fighting against, it wasn't built for us. Our ancestors was here as 3/5 of a human being. So the reason blacks face a hostile environment is because this stuff was not built for us. Okay, so now let's move over to the other side. Let's talk about what has been built for us. So on this right side, and the reason it's on this track is because we got to be able to do both. We got to be able to fight and also have a sanctuary where we can go and rest and recharge our batteries. Fight, all right, and do both. And so that's why you see us on the same track together, but the right side is dealing with something that we've already built and is building. So you see that number one, we built the 7 daily living habits. That's Sunday, family day, Monday, safety day, Tuesday, education day, Wednesday, economic day, Thursday, health day, Friday, senior citizens day, Saturday, youth day. And I can't tell you how all over this nation, I hear people in one of those silos saying it's the most important thing. It's all about the youth. No, it ain't. It's about everything. It's all about economics. No, it ain't. It's about everything. It's not all about nothing, because every one of us is at a different place in our life. So when we say it's all about something, if you tell me it's all about youth and I'm 80 years old, what do you want me to do now? I'm 80 years old, so you just alienated me. So everyone has a lane with the 7 daily living habits. And if we flow with that, everyone would get a fair shake each week to have other people supporting what they think is important. So that's number one. Number two, built a no burnout volunteer system. We built this already. It's every 6 months. This is last names ST and U now. We don't have to bug ST and U people again until next May, because it's May and November for them. So this allows us to get people active who previously wouldn't get active because they say they're too busy. So that's number two. Number three, we built an affordable self-financing system. You heard me. We got to get 1,000 people to send $1 before this year is out. 35 days left. That's the affordability. It's 4 quarters. It's doable. We operate off $12 a year. Affordable. We have brackets of people who already have committed to help and finance what we're doing, and we're building that out in every zip code. We got $5,000 people, $1,000 people, $250, $500, $144, $100 people, $50 people, $48 people, but $12 is our anchor. Okay. Number 4, build a national travel infrastructure. Young people traveling is king. At adolescents, they need to continue to explore, but do it under safety. And that's why this infrastructure matters, that New York City is linked to a certain neighborhood. So that neighborhood is watching out for our New York people traveling. Memphis is linked to North Austin and Chicago. So we built that. And when we get these 1,000 people to do $1, you're going to start to see that work. Number 5, we built each student helps the lower grade. 5th graders help 4th graders. 3rd graders help 2nd graders. 12th graders help 11th graders. That's not rocket science, but it allows us to have us help us. Number 6, we built our own fund to support our own non-for-profits. We call that the tour. This month we in tour in Chicago and West Humboldt Park. So those are the non-for-profits who we support financially with their fundraisers, because we on tour there. Next month we in New City in Chicago. Every neighborhood has a tour, and that's how we share fundraising to support our non-for-profits. Instead of us this Tuesday, we're gonna be fighting over Giving Tuesday and stepping on each other instead of being pragmatic and making sure everyone can get funding. Number 8, build our infrastructure for trade with Africa. Every one of our cities and Chicago zip code is linked to a different country over there. That's going to allow us to trade. Coffee and diamonds here in America is big. Both of those commodities come from Africa, but white people control it, and that's who we buy it from. So you know that's backwards. Number 9, building, keyword building, ing, meaning it's ongoing, building our own food production process. We have a lot of people, we call it Team 7 Food, that's doing bits and pieces. We need to make sure that collectively it's hitting the mark from A to Z to make sure we can get our food grown and produced ourselves. Number 10, last one, building a way to love each other, and we're doing it through interdependency. Too often, people are out here talking about what we need to do, but it's not with love. It's with control, or it's with ego, where they get to be seen and heard. This, what we're building, is showing people how you're going to be able to love each other, support each other, because we need each other. That's a big one. And here is built for us, whereas on the left side is built for them. And you see here, lastly, it says Blacks will have a sanctuary. And that's important because you need to have a place to recharge your batteries, then get back out there on the left side and have that battle. Then you got the pictures of our Quds Tower here. You got the picture of Mississippi, the blackest state in the union, and then the picture of Africa. All right, so I know I took a long time, but I wanted to really highlight that. Let me stop sharing here. And we are going to, it's break time. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, 3-minute break, because I need to get us going by 4 o'clock. I mean, by 3:50, so we can catch up with economics and construction. So let me just finally say on the safety end as I close out, next month is last names V through Z. So all the Williams and Vanderbilts, all the Watkins, is next month. We're going to need you. And so we're going to be looking at, before the year's out, the 1990 murders and now, because we are now coming close to breaking numbers that we didn't even see during the 90s when crack cocaine. So I believe, and I want to work with people V through Z, I believe a lot of it has to do with decentralization and social media, and that might be more impactful than the crack cocaine was. We're gonna see. We're gonna talk about that, but that's safety. So that's what we're gonna be closing out now, and we're gonna be moving on to talk about economics as soon as we come back from this break in 2 minutes now. Thank you. All right, all right, all right. We are back. We are back. Let's get this video started here. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as I said, we are already an hour in almost. We're at the 52 mark here. And this is what I mean by time is definitely moving, you know. Let me take this slide down so we can get ready to bring you this next slide here. And again, we are streaming live on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube. Okay, so we're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna talk about economics. And we're gonna spend a little time here, economics and construction. And I wanna really highlight some things that's happening that gives me some comfort, you know, some degree of comfort here. That's the slide you guys saw already. So let's go to this slide here. And I want to break this down. The black silver bullet. All right, the black silver bullet. And it says here, no organization is not organization specific. So you don't see National Block Club University's name here. All right. You don't see our name here because it's not, it's bigger than that. And so I want to really emphasize that this here is about how do we, as a people, how do we work together? And this here slide breaks that down, I think, pretty good here. So let me go over it so you'll know. If you look to the left, you see this tower here. Let me make that bigger so you guys can really see this tower here. Okay. Now, it's a little too big. Okay, so let's try this. I want to walk you through what this is. This here is 108 floors, and every single floor on here is something different. You can't see the fine print here, but floors at the bottom, that's Chicago. That's the roll call you heard me do earlier today. We got people in every black neighborhood in Chicago, 20 zip codes with leaders in every zip code. They are the base. Above that are 20 floors, 21 through 40 suburbs, white suburbs to be exact, bridging the black and white divide. Floors 41 through 60, that's dealing with our 20 sister cities, all tied to Chicago's 20 neighborhoods. That links us together, all right? The pastor I talked to today in Memphis, he know there's a little Memphis in Chicago's North Austin neighborhood. He's excited about the opportunity to give his young people in Memphis a chance to come to Chicago and vice versa. That's floors 21 through 20 working together with floors 41 through 60. That's a beautiful thing. It's creating an opportunity for people to travel and get away. He literally just said, because of that murder that happened with a famous person down there, that the retaliation, even if people say the wrong thing, is right at the tip. And so he said he looked forward to working with us because he need outlets for them young people there in Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, Tracy, I see you.
Hi there.
All right. Let me finish this part, but chime in when you feel like it. So that's what floors 41 through 60 is all about, because what Black people are going through in Chicago is consistent from coast to coast. And so the notion that one city is going to fix itself, that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. But the notion of us working together, neighborhood by neighborhood all over Black America, that's something that I haven't seen in 46 years. Then floors 61 through 80 is Africa. And this is such a big deal because every other European American here has linkages back to Europe, whether it's the Germans, which is the largest white group here, 43 million, under the 46 million Black people, I must say. The next group is the Hispanics, the Mexicans, to be exact, and that's at 37 million. And then you got 32 million, the next white group, which is the Italians. So, I mean, the Irish. So when you look at that, being connected to Africa matters for the largest racial group in the United States of America. And this floors 61 through 80 give us that opportunity because every city and every zip code in Chicago is linked to one of our places over there. And that's a big deal. Then floors 81 through 100 deals with what you do for a living. So those are career fields, and you can't see it, it's blurry, but it's almost every type of industry, from construction to business to technology to science, yeah, you name it. So floors 81 through 100 is about us, and then the 7 daily living habits is at the very, very top. So this gives us as Black people structure. Structure, just like this building, you can see the structure. Structure is the alignment, making sure that we're tied together. And guess what? We tied together. Tracy, any thoughts on that?
No, you're doing a great job.
Now look to the right. This is the difference. Now, Tracy, I came up with this today. To the right of this is the spindle. And I want to articulate the difference, you guys, between the structure and the system. So between the tower and the spindle. So remember, I said that pastor today, he's in Memphis. He learned about Little Memphis in North Austin or Chicago. That is relationship. That's him saying, hey, who you want me to talk to? I'll talk to them. So him and Tiffany will talk at some point because she's in Chicago, Little Memphis. He's in real Memphis. That's the structure. He'll talk to anybody, but we want him to talk to her because we're working with her to make sure she do all things Memphis. So it's going to make sense structure-wise. But the system is how we operate. The system is what happens when they do talk. And I asked him, I said, do you have a barber down there in Memphis working with you? He said, yeah, I got barbers. And again, barbers structurally are linked to 8th graders. So he don't know this yet, but as we work with his barbers, the 8th graders in Memphis are going to see benefits because of the structure again. Remember the alignment of relationships. Now the system gonna be, they gonna do it every first Wednesday because that's when barbers get down based on our system. So that's, that ain't as important. But here, the benefit of this spindle here is important for Black people because historically, when Blacks start getting their act together and coming together, the enemy tries to execute whoever is leading that. This is a real big deal, you guys. Look at this spindle. It's spinning around. The one thing that no matter how rich you are, no matter how powerful you are, you still got 86,400 seconds like everybody else. That's it. So we're using time that keeps on repeating every second. We're using time so that they can't kill no one leader or organization ever again. And what this boils down to is everything over here on the left has a time attached to it that repeats. I got to emphasize that, Tracy. It repeats. If it didn't repeat, then they can just wait you out. But they can't wait you out now because it's going to keep coming. Month after month, it's going to keep coming. So therefore, it's forever. Ain't no waiting it out because it's going to keep on going. That's why it's called spindle, because it just keeps on repeating. So when you see me talk about the barbers, it's 1 day for barbers every 30 days. So that means forever now. Barbers, once they know their date, that's the system. Once they know their date, they just follow their date. And if they follow their date and then their son that takes over as barber follow their date, guess what? We got an institution that keeps repeating. And this is what they can't stop that. There's no way they can stop time. So therefore, once we get the spindle spinning without, right now it's spinning with one person kind of leading it. That's dangerous. We don't want that, which is why you heard me talk earlier about why it's important that we finance this so that it'll be spinning because people are getting paid to spin it. And that way now, and the people getting paid from Black people. So therefore, it's nothing that the government go stop and then it stops. Because if the spindle stops, it hurts us. What do you think about that, Tracy?
No, I think that's good. Definitely need to have consistency in order for something to become, I guess I can say common, or natural. for everyone. So it's not so much of thinking about it as it's just something that actually just happens.
Yeah, yeah. And anything you do repeatedly, what's the saying? After so many times, it's nature.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's what we building those habits that is gonna make it easier for us to just do it organically. Do it organically. And so I want to Charles trying to get on here. I wonder why he can't get on. Probably I sent him the same notice I sent you, Trace. Let's see here. All right, we'll see if that works for him. All right, you guys. So we're gonna keep pressing on because I wanted to talk about the Farm Institute. This is one of our Chicago brothers who is pretty stable. He's leading this effort to create farms, and National Block Club University is at the table so that we integrate whatever he comes up with our other people who we call Team 7 that's doing something similar, so that we're not reinventing the wheel. We're now synchronizing. So whatever he come up with the farm, we go work with Black Oaks, Brother Fred Carter in Chicago. We go work with Brother Robin Childs down in Utah, Alabama. We're gonna work with Enoch Jones. So as we're putting all these structures together, we're going to make sure that they are doing this. And that's going to be key for us. What's up, Governor Charles? I see you.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I was just about to text you.
I appreciate you getting on. Tracy's on with us as well.
Hey, Tracy.
How's it going?
Right.
All right. So the farm piece, I'll give you guys updates, but right now the good news is he's focused on ex-offenders being the primary farmers, and he's going to work with parole officers to release them into our care so that they can, earn a payback society that way and earn some money and at the same time learn about how to do for self. So it's a win-win on that front. So any thoughts on that? That's with Ellis Cowart, you guys. He's a Black guy, owns a moving company, very successful Black man doing something positive for us. Okay. Tracy, I just asked Governor Joe to hit you for that number because he's he trying to get on. Okay, so the last thing on the economic side, then we go switch gears and talk about construction real quick. We got this, I think I can post this so you guys can see it. It's called It's Bigger Than Me Alliance. It's bigger than me. Charles, I briefly talked to you about this yesterday, but one of our challenges have been when engaging our people, because we got so many things attacking us, we so creative as a people, we create mitigations. We create stuff to fight against all these attacks. The problem is as we create all these things, sometimes we don't see value in what the next person doing because we thinking about what it is we're doing. And God knows they accuse me of that. So, but the key where it is bigger than me is it allows us to say, hey, what you got, God gave that to you. That's good. Now let's do 1% of that in a collaborative. That way, 99% is still all you, what God gave you. But can we twice a year plug your 1% in? And what this should do is allow us to have a bigger net if we do it this way. So here's an example. One barber told us that he takes care of 500 kids a year with back to school. We said, hey, with this It's Bigger Than Me alliance, it's going to be 20 barbers. And now all 20 barbers just take care of 100 kids. Now we took care of 2,000 kids. And so we want to think about it that way. It's bigger than you. We get it. You take care of 500 kids. But now think about it. You get to do just 100 kids and have a bigger impact. So any thoughts on that, you guys? I'm about to post what that looks like up here. Okay. All right. Now, the screen should stop sharing here in a minute. That way you guys can see this. You on mute, Tracy, if you're talking. I'm not sure if you're saying anything.
No, I'm not. I'm quiet at the moment.
Did Joe text you, or were you able to get it to Joe?
I sent Joe a text with the link.
Oh, no, he ain't gonna do that.
Oh, he's not? Oh.
No, it's the phone number, because he gonna dial it in. He got the phone number. It's just the code. You need the code.
Oh, he needs the code, the passcode? Okay.
Yeah. All right, here it is right here, you guys. So look at this screen that's about to come up here. This is the It's Bigger Than Me Alliance. This is what it looks like. And this is for every industry. For those who may not know, the blackest industry, business industries for us appear to be our barbershops, our beautician salons, our car washes, our daycares, and lounges. This tends to be where we are strong at, and we haven't allowed other ethnic groups to penetrate those markets and sell us those goods and services. So it looks like that's where we the strongest at. Of course, Black restaurants, we strong there, and funeral homes. So those are like the services nationwide that Black people don't let other people totally dominate us with. Any thoughts on that, you guys? Okay, here we go here. So now I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see this too. Uh-oh. Did I lose you guys?
Well, I'm here.
Oh, I see you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, oh, my bandwidth is going out, it looks like. So this still stuck. Let me see if I can share it from my phone. That's why I got both screens up, just in case this happens. See, we got this copy here. Nope, I don't see it. Okay, I just walk you guys through it. Hopefully we'll be able to get it before this is over here. All right, so what it is, it's listing in Chicago, it's listing 20 zip codes of barbershops, 20 of them. And we are saying it's bigger than me because that hopefully will get people to know whatever you're doing, that's wonderful. Thank you for that. We want to do something bigger. And the bigger isn't saying you can't do it, but we want to have a collaborative effort. And so it's bigger than me should hopefully humble people to say, let's do something that's bigger than me. And we got this same document for every one of them industries. For our barbers, it's Bigger Than Me Alliance. Beauticians, it's Bigger Than Me Alliance. Restaurants, is Bigger Than Me. So if people hear that in their spirit and say, I'm signing on to It's Bigger Than Me, then that's gonna push us over where we need to be financially, because if they come on board and do the $12 for 12 months, that's going to give us these $5,000 in every one of our jurisdictions. So that's a big deal. Any thoughts on that, you guys? Then we go switch real briefly and hit construction.
So can you kind of give, elaborate on how you just told us how It's Bigger Than Me helps NBCU to better function for the people. Mm-hmm. How does it help those individuals?
Perfect. Thanks for that. Because if let's take 60619 zip code right now, to have 20 barbershops in that one zip code on board, that's $5,000. And we really, as an entity, want to, everything we do, we want to be able to know what we're doing in that zip code. So if we got $5,000 worth of barbershops in this alliance, and a person in that neighborhood, car gets booted, car get towed, car breakdown, don't have money for funeral services, you name it, just Black life, anything that happens. Now we have businesses in their zip code who can, if they agree, help that person. So I think the best thing is in every zip code, the tighter we can make these alliances, business alliances, most of those Black people care about Black people. So it's just a conversation to use Black dollars from Black businesses to help Black people. And I think that's the beauty. I think that's the, what excites me, that we'll be able to do that. Did that answer the question?
A little bit. Okay, so actually, you said as far as the people getting, okay, so, and I guess I kind of can see how the businesses can benefit from being a part of it and helping those who are in need.
But they benefiting by helping someone else. They're not benefiting except for good marketing.
That's what I'm saying. They benefit by knowing they're helping those that are in need.
Oh, no. Well, let me answer that one. So the beauty on the business side is we have what we call the business formation. And so barbers in particular are in a formation with other businesses, and they support each other. And they've been doing this for about 3 years now. So accountants, barbers, dentists, funeral homes, landscapers, lounges, massage therapists is in the third group. And they every month take turns circulate money with each other. And it's little money, but little money is better than no money. So it'll grow later. So they take turns and circulate money with each other. So that's the benefit to them, is if you're a barber, you finna come into a formation we call the Third Wednesday formation. But that means it's an accountant who's gonna be there for you, a dentist, a funeral home, a landscaper, a lounge. We got that for 60 different industries, all grouped into these groups of other businesses so that they can be there for each other. So that's how I want to market that to the business people, is you're going to be in a group of other business people that y'all go keep y'all money amongst each other, business to business.
Okay, I guess I kind of get that, but I'm not totally clear on amongst each other, how they're working together. They're benefiting from using each other's services. Is that what you're saying?
So let me give you, and I put the dollar amount out there. It's a little embarrassing, but I want people to know I got it that low on purpose because it's not all the way where it needs to be. So what I don't want is people accusing us of wasting their money. So right now we call it the $5 campaign. So we got 20 businesses who every month put $5 to the side. That's $100. And that $100 take turns hitting those different businesses. So this month it's the barbers. So all the accountants, landscapes, their $5 is all going to the barbers in that network. And then next month is going to be the landscape. So all their money go. So somebody go be rotating 12 months out the year, benefiting from their small group of circulating $5 with each other.
So when you say going to them, you're just giving it, just giving them the $100.
No,
a specific business.
It's scheduled. So we already know for the whole year who turn it is. So we know in December is landscapers because they ain't out there cutting grass. So this is a way of the businesses putting money into a business that might not be in their prime. So that's kind of how each one of them is set up for the year. We look at what their low money is, and that's when they take turns and blast the money to them. And it's their money, whatever, however they want to do. They want to do free services for someone, or they just want to take it, as a blessing. It's really just us circulate money with each other.
Okay, and I'm still not really clear on how it's going to circulate to the specific business.
They got to be in that network.
Or businesses, right? So they're in the network. So I'm not clear on. So you said $100. So and at $5. So you're saying 20 businesses, correct?
Yep.
Okay, all different types of businesses,
yeah,
and
that's it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they're all in one zip code.
No, they're in that group. That's in that city. So no, they don't have to be in the zip code.
Okay, so just 20 businesses all in, one city,
Right.
and one specific every month. So this is 12 months, correct?
Yep.
And every month, one specific business will get the $100.
There you go. Yeah.
But there are 12, if there are 20 businesses
No.
and there are 12 months.
Yeah, they split that 100. Yeah, we've had that. Like we've had 2 barbers, so they got 50 apiece. So we've had that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and if it's more than 20 businesses, so we're doing them at 20 and 20?
Well, no, it is industry. So remember, accountants, barbers, dentists, funeral
Okay, so
homes,
it's a different,
landscape.
okay.
Yeah, so we don't let it, none of them going over 12 because that takes us out of the calendar. So it's always inside of 12. So that way they all will get a turn. And Tracy, here's the beauty. I'm joking about, I ain't joking, but I'm telling about the $5 being embarrassing. But one of these businesses got $5,000. Now, this isn't the donation, the $100 donation we talking about. This was a loan, but it was because they inside this business network that they was able to get something the banks wouldn't even give them. So it's, the $100, people might laugh at that, but it's really just getting Black businesses to circulate with each other. The amount will go up as they build trust.
Right, and I'm not even, I don't think the $5 per person is even embarrassing. I know you saying it's embarrassing, but I'm not seeing it in that manner. I'm just trying to be clear on how the money is going to the different businesses, because $100 could mean a lot, or $50, if you got a bill that needs to be paid and you're $50 short, it can come in handy. But I'm just saying, I'm still trying to be clear on how it's being passed out to them, or how it's being how are they being selected? How is it going? Because I can see if it's just the barbers, the lounge owners, the beauticians, or whatever it may be, the landscapers. I'm just not clear on how the money is being geared towards each individual or each business.
And I would say it's not the way it should be, because we don't have agreement for every, like for instance, I've been trying to get a certain funeral home on 75th Street forever, haven't gotten them yet. So when this funeral home turn to get the money, we just have to decide who go get it, since we don't have a funeral home in the network. We know the ones we targeting, but they not in the network yet. So, you know what I mean? And we've had situations where we sent them $25 just to kind of win them over to seeing how this works. And they couldn't understand why you sending me that. We was trying to explain.
Right. And that's understandable. If you're not clear, you're not clear. And so that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at them, for what they did. So I'm just trying to be clear. If I'm not clear, they may not be clear either. And when I say they, I'm talking about all businesses. So I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe there needs to be a little bit more clarity on the other end, because I'm sure you can understand exactly what you're saying, but it may not be as clear as you think it is for I guess us lay people.
No, it's not. Yeah. And what I try to you're right, that we need that, and we will get that once we got our 1,000 people doing $1, because that's gonna be someone's job to do nothing but focus on clarity. You know what I mean? For our business formations, focus on our education formations, because it's parents that's like, I don't get this stuff you talking about awards for the kids. So it's a lot of people that's not clear, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that we need someone who can really be hands-on with them. And we will have that here shortly when we get our 1,000 people.
Right. So, because for me, it's bigger than me. Sounds really great. It's bigger than me, and bigger than, I'm in my little section, and I'm doing some things here. But as a whole, in order to reach more, I can see a bigger picture. So I guess that just needs to be a little bit more clearer. For me.
Now, you know what I'm gonna say. We definitely want to flush it out, and for all those people who might be new the key with what Tracy and I are speaking about is there's a lot of components to this whole 2-hour meeting we're having. And you're not going to get total clarity here. There's no way. I would tell you there's no way. But the main thing is it's going to repeat again. And in between now and next month, we should talk. We should have a one-on-one. We should do a Zoom together to gain more clarity, because it's not going to be something you pick up. This is a lot of information coming at you. Would you agree, Tracy?
Yes, I do.
We ain't gonna get this.
Yes, I do.
So we got the construction piece. I want to just let Chicago know what's happening. We have superstar Mr. Reverend Banks. He's working with Reverend Sampson, whose birthday is today in Chicago. And he has Reverend Taylor, and it's about 4 other reverends who are all dedicated on helping young Black boys in particular, but I saw young girls there too, in the trades arena. We just found out that a pastor and lawyer in Roseland is also a bricklayer. So they're about to be working together. That's good news to report. And what we want to do, and I said we're going to start helping them by asking everyone that owns a home to let us know what your future projects look like. Do you have that porch that the concrete is missing chunks? Let us know. Even if you don't know when you're going to have it repaired, let's build this inventory and database of needs. You know, your electric light keep flicking out. That's going to be for our electrician group. So we're going to start that in every zip code, so that when we're talking to Team 5, our construction guys, we can say, hey, we're not telling you the address, but we got this situation in Roseland, this situation in Chatham. What can we do? And if it's a good enough scenario, we can go back to the homeowner and see what can be done, whether it's free or in training, whatever. But it starts with building our own database of needs. Any thoughts on that from you, Tracy, or Charles? You must be on mute. Can't hear you. Okay. Let me show people what that looks like real quick, or at least as we move on to the next segment here. Okay, so this is, as you can see here, next month, which is December 18th, that's the next summit, but for the whole month of December, we're gonna start with Team 5 drafting the needs of our people, and we're gonna target our 22-year-olds to 25-year-olds to kind of help them get into these arenas. So what I just said, we're gonna create the inventory list, but just so you guys know, anyone 22 to 25, them gonna be the persons that we really go try to anchor with this, since we already know we got our 18 to 21-year-olds doing something else. So I think it's just going to allow us to have something for every age bracket that's going to help build up Black people. All right, everyone, let's take our break here, and we're going to come back, and the whole focus is on education. We're going to have to speed up when we come back, because we're a little bit behind here.
Okie doke.
All right, we'll be back at 4:30, you guys. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back. Thank you guys again. For those who are brand new, this is the National Summit where we talk about 8 things that affect Black people. That's everything from business to accountability to safety, education, senior citizens, uh, policy, legal, and of course, our food and health. And we want to invite people to get involved in your own zip code and how it structurally is linked together with us. The phone number is 312-405-8844. That's 312-405-8844. All right, so we are at the point where we really have to talk about education, and then we're going to go over into health, policy, and then legal, then we'll be closing out. So let's kick it off with the career linkages and the schools. So every month, it is our goal to give away $300 total. And we selected 4 grades every month to be the recipient of this money, depending on the competition that we have set aside for them. Jamaica Smith, my wife, is the manager of this. Her, along with some amazing people as well, are running the K through 12th grade awards. And so Governor Charles, his wife, is a part of that. And so what I want to just say to you guys on that end is that the pictures are coming forth of what grades won this money. Right now, this $300 is universal, but eventually we want this $300 to be in every zip code. So that way you don't have just one 10th grader winning $100 nationwide. You have 20 zip codes of 10th graders winning. So that way they can compete in a zip code and then compete citywide, then compete nationwide. So we want to get there, but we got to crawl before we walk. But that's how it's set up. But each one of these grades, part of the expectation is that they're going to be available to us to help with other students who have homework questions. So for instance, Martell is one of our 10th graders. I was able to call Martell with a question that someone in a lower grade had. And this here is the example. Because we did something and he was able to benefit from it, we had his ear, for something we wanted to see done. Are you still there with me, Tracy?
Yes, I am.
So what's your thoughts on that whole each grade help another grade concept?
That's great. I think naturally, or most people want to do something to help out, and it does make you feel good that you're able to help someone out. And when I'm saying, I'm thinking about young people being able to help out someone, a younger person, gives you significance and some type of and some value.
I watch, like Mariah, my daughter, is 5th grade, and these young people now, I don't know if this was before COVID or not, but they sit there and just look at each other. They sit there while they combing hair. They sit there and it's like, what are you doing? Like, well, I don't get it. So I told my wife, we're gonna have this 5th grade group. That's with my daughter. They're gonna start doing what the whitepages.com, Tracy, we're gonna put them to work and also really help them to help the 3rd graders out and the 4th graders out. Because I mean, literally, they're just like looking at each other. I just couldn't understand that. I didn't have that growing up. What do you think about that, Tracy?
I don't know what you mean by looking at each other. What do you mean?
It's like a whole classroom of them. They all at the same time on the school screen, and it's just like y'all ain't accomplishing nothing, So it's like we go make them be more productive, since it appears that they just want to be connected and accomplish nothing. Yeah, that's what I did.
You know what? And actually, I'll have to. Oh, go ahead, Charles.
No, I'm sorry. I could kind of help you out with that. Being a person, a teacher that did remote, the basic thing is the rules of that type of engagement is to keep yourself muted because they don't want everybody talking at one time. and that's what happens. That's what tend to happen. Just like if you say speak, it's almost like saying speak freely, because one person get to talking, and then you trying to get to the point of whatever the lesson plan you got going with the Zoom. Then you have a bunch of people over talking to each other. Then that takes away from the time and I guess the focus.
So,
that's how we was.
So you're saying they've been trained for this, to sit there and look at each other, huh?
Yeah, no, they tell them stay muted, don't say nothing until the way I get it, until you spoken to. Because
right,
that's a lot of people. Huh?
Right. So, and I guess that's why I'm kind of confused on what was the situation where she was just sitting down looking at somebody.
No, this is, and child, this isn't school related. Like, they out of school. So this isn't like you teaching like you do. They out of school. They just like they like being connected with each other. So this is their social time, and they still just looking at each other.
Are they together personally? I mean, physically?
No. Everybody, all these screens. You got 8 different screens up, and you get to see them just doing their hair and talk about the day, the class.
So it may be a cultural. I mean, it may be a not a cultural, but as far as, well, I guess cultural to a certain extent, but an age thing. So I would have to talk to a younger person and get better clarity, because this is coming from someone in their mid 40s.
Yeah.
And so I would have to talk to someone under 20 to get a better understanding. Then I could make an assessment, and I may be closer to what you're saying, but I would. It would be better coming from. It would be more. It would be easier for me to make an assessment once I got both sides.
and Tracy, here's what I look at with that, because I think the key is, number one, they know how to use the technology. So that's number one. They got the skills. Number two, they got time, because they on there anyway. So now it's just a matter of how do we motivate, inspire them to doing something that's going to move their neighborhood forward, because they got the time and they got the technology skill. They together, they like each other. So you're right on that education side. When they're not doing education, how do we get a little bit of our agenda in there as well? But everybody, the whole point of this was each grade helping the grade under them. I want to make sure people got that. Like, that's what we were talking about here. They know the technology. We want to have them do something to help a grade under them. Health-wise, health. We on here with health. Now, I just want to be an advocate of whatever you do. Every Thursday is Health Day. That's just setting aside time that you can assess where you are health-wise, whether you're trying to gain weight, lose weight, whether you're trying to stop smoking, whether you're trying to, whatever you're trying to do, just know that reinforcement is us asking Black people all over the world to join you on Thursdays. And we have, with this COVID and everything, bulking up your immune system is just paramount, no matter what, you guys. So Tracy, Charles, what are y'all thoughts when it comes to how can we be healthier? Is it something we can do?
Well, I definitely agree. Having a healthier immune system will definitely help you to fight a lot of these ailments coming at us, as well as not be worse off or as bad as you could be if your immune system wasn't in top shape, or in at least at a decent state. And I think a lot of that also, before you can even get to that state, you have to get your digestive system together. And I think that's something that's not spoken of. If you don't eliminate that waste and get that going first, you probably won't be able to get your immune system in top shape.
Yeah. Got to get it out,
a
right?
Focus day, right? Right. You got to exit it out, but and get the toxins out so you can start absorbing what you need to. And having a focus day, Thursday, Health Day, does help you to at least start addressing. If you're not, even if you're not consistent, knowing that Thursday is Health Day can pique something in your brain to say, oh, let me do this.
And I'm a perfect example. As long as I get my little push-ups in on Thursday, I feel like I ain't too far off the mark. I might still be, but at least weekly, I get a chance to feel better about myself.
More power to you.
Charles, you got anything on the health side?
Well, just as Tracy said, I believe that what's in your gut is important, your digestive system. So clearing that out does help. Just like me, I'm not no advocate fruit eater. So I juice my stuff. I could drink it more. I make that my regimen when I go to work in the morning. I don't eat no meat in the morning. I just drink, try to get some nutrients, vegetables mixed with fruit in my system. To try to hope it corrects something in my digestive system, and then watching what I eat. Not a lot of fried food. Especially when you start to get up in age, the garlic thing works for me. Just take my vitamins, make sure I take them every day, vitamin D, vitamin C every day, stuff like that. That's what I do.
Now on the food side, I just want to reiterate, buying food from our people that's producing it is so important, because at least we got people that's conscious on some of the challenges that we have. So like the Enas of the world, who is out there getting the food. That watermelon we purchased this summer was amazing, because that came from Black hands and to our Black bellies. So I think that was amazing, and we just want to do more of that. All right. So moving on. So this is the policy legal side. And I want to tell you guys, first and foremost, we had two cases that really had Black people's attention. Of course, the Wisconsin case with the young man who went to Wisconsin from Illinois and ended up killing 2 people. He got off. And then we had Georgia with the Black man who's hunted down and killed. So what are you guys' thoughts on those 2 trials? Was it fair? Did you get what you was looking for? You're on mute. I think both of y'all are on mute.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, as far as fair justice, while the first one, Wisconsin, in my opinion, was no justice. The second one, where there was some justice done, of course, you take some relief in that, and try not to think too much, in protection of your mental state or my mental state, take too much into the fact that we even doubted that a conviction would come through. So, in looking at these cases, all these different types of situations, I feel you have to be careful that you don't continuously traumatize yourself without knowing it, and watching it so much and sitting there and hoping and waiting, and on edge, because that does something to you personally, right. Even though that this person is not, a close relative, or a close friend, but because the person may look like you from right. a standpoint of race, or even you can resonate, as far as the Wisconsin, since they weren't, of African descent, but you can resonate with the purpose of what they were there for. And then this person that killed them, those who were killed, and the other one who was hurt, so to me, it's you're happy on one end that justice was done. And then on another end, it's like, wow, we're still in the state, we don't seem like we've come that far.
Yeah. And I want to be on record, just so you guys know, what just because the system said the Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent, self-defense, I just want to be on record saying the judge did a lot of things that set that up for that, in my estimation. And so it's easy to just say, well, the jury said he was innocent, so be it. But I just think some of them charges, having the gun, bringing it, not being old enough, he threw all that stuff out. So he made it where now it's just one narrative, which is self-defense. So I just want to be on record stating that, to me, he had a lot of privilege.
Well, and that's why, I agree. And that's why when I said, you look at it and it's like, nothing's changed in 100 years. You still have it set up to where, this was even, it was put into play, and they're not through. And that's the thing about it. They're still fighting for a mistrial, I believe, so that it can be completely wiped out. He could be completely free of anything, I guess, to ever come back up on it.
No different than the white lady in Dallas who went in the black man's house and killed them, and the black brother cried on her shoulder, and now she's still, instead of taking full accountability, still trying to get off. So that just said that means nothing. So at the end of the day, earlier today, I don't know if you saw the picture, I had the left side and the right side. The left side of the track is all the things we fighting for, equality and to be included. And that's fine if you want to be a fighter. But the right side of that track is building, where we build our own everything. So we got sanctuary. And those people that's fighting can come over here, get some recharging of their batteries, then go back and keep fighting. But I want to build. I don't want to spend too much time fighting.
I think everybody got a lane. So wherever your lane is, that's where you need to be.
Excellent. Charles, you got anything on that? Do we go switch gears on?
Yeah, real quick. I just want to say just the first trial is almost like watching a rerun, where justice, even though the person wasn't black that he killed, but the message, just like you say, the judge said it, I'm gonna silence everybody, and I'm gonna throw this out as if he's railroading this thing and orchestrating it himself to make it to where, hey, you're gonna get off, almost like he his lawyer. That's the way I felt. So yeah,
and you saw the picture he took with him over his shoulder.
Watching
I
game,
I said, can you picture a black man over his shoulder?
Never. This guy was so comfortable. He's sitting there watching the game, the basketball game, as it going to overtime. Both of them high-fiving each other. Like, no, this is unreal. This is unreal. But it's not nothing surprising, because the simple fact we've been watching the reruns all over. And the second one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Second one is Tracy say you get some sense of feeling of that's a good thing, but you already know it's only pulled out for when they want to use it and put the genie back in the box. They're able to put the genie back in the box, take it out when they need it. It's never really for us. That's the way I just feel about it.
What I was going to say, remember, that was a 9-1 jury, right? It was like 11-1 or something like that. But the fact that white people convicted them, I think it gives it more credibility, just because they spoke, and I think they knew if they would have came off that, it would have spoke as well. So either way it go, their statement was going to be made out there. For all of our young people that want to enter into this field and law and legal, whether it's lawyers, judges, remember, to me, that we have people who their granddaddy was a judge, and it's family passed down. So I just want you to know, going in there, you're going up against a structure that has certain alignments already set up, and it's been passed down generation to generation to generation. And so when you go in there, not to discourage you, That's why we got to build a sanctuary so you will have a place to recharge your batteries when you're fighting in that system that they got 5th generation lawyers, 5th generation judges, 5th generation police, and they can make one phone call because it's their system. So I just wanted to get that out there. So now Gary, Indiana conventions, I do want to put this one up there. I want you guys to see that because Gary, Indiana is important to Black people in my estimation because 8 out of 10 people here is still Black. And the reason that's important, the reason why that matters is because anything we do in this city that is 8 out of 10 people Black, it's really touching us as Black people. So our vision is that we're gonna have this be the convention city. And so all of our 2019 other cities, we're gonna be working with them to come and visit based on what they care about. So as you can see here on the slide you're looking at, this month, it was about the journalism convention. So any journalists coming here in every November for that convention, the restaurant convention. As we talking to get restaurants on board, we got restaurants helping 3rd graders. So that convention here every November will allow us to strengthen what they're going to give to 3rd graders back in whatever city they come from. And of course, the seamstress sewing convention, my wife is a seamstress. And then the homeless awareness convention. This here is centered around how do we galvanize people who no longer have their own home and what we can do to link them to our real estate, which is a separate, that's a for-profit arm there, but galvanizing all our people who lost their homes. So that's this month. Next month is our construction. We're dealing with painters, plumbers, bricklayers, carpenters, welders. Any thoughts on that, you guys, with these conventions? Do it make sense? Don't make sense?
It makes sense.
Governor Charles, anything?
Well, that's the fabric of, that's just speaking on those professions are something, it's very important because we actually have this in life where somebody is a plumber, construction person. So I think these summits are mighty powerful, uniting people and bringing them together and also networking us around so we can have them. It's useful for everything. In case you want somebody to do some construction, at least you know a Black construction company. You know
that these are the conventions. So the summits is Chicago. So all people come here to Chicago for the summit. These are the conventions.
Yeah. So yeah, that's mighty important to me.
Now, and think about this, you guys, when we talk about the convention. So this pastor who was the pastor of the famous rapper killed down there, who I just got on the phone with a couple of hours ago, he said in the low-income housing behind his church that they are like fingers on the gun ready. They like angry, hurt, all of that. And they got children, and what is missing, because they're trying everything they can to keep them calm and all that stuff. But what we're missing is what is the outlet for them? And that's what, to me, the conventions is going to allow us, because these conventions isn't some like just older people stuff. This is young people. This is retirees, adults, and youth for every one of these conventions. And so just imagine that right now, they in this heat, they would have been up here for the homeless convention. Next week, they're coming up here for the painters and plumbers convention. Next week. So as they work, they got an outlet now. They got a place to get them away so that they can, decompress, deal with their mental state. What do y'all think about that? Like, it's hot down there, and here Gary can be an outlet for them, or coming to Chicago to the summit if it's the 4th weekend.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps to be able to get away from, or as you like to say, to get out of the oven. And, so you can, get some healing.
And Charles, you went to St. Louis when they killed Mike Brown, so you saw the impact when you get out of there, and we got the young people with us.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's it. And they felt good. Them young people that we brought felt good doing it. You know, that make them feel a part of something. And then just the thing of getting away from their own city was good for them. You know, I think it was good for their soul. You know.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. All right, so now we're going to conclude with the last piece, which is next month, and I want to thank Tracy. Charles, you're doing extra duty here, but Tracy is following the exact sequence. And for everyone who might be watching for the first time, it says the S, T, and U National Summit. Last names that begin with the alphabets S, T, or U. And Tracy, last name is Thomas. She's on here. My last name is Smith. Charles is on here as extra duty, if you will. He was last month. But I want to just emphasize why this is such a big deal. Because, again, the enemy would try to kill whoever is going to stop their gravy train. Imagine when we get Black people in their own flow, only being asked to do something every 6 months. It is doable. It relaxes you. And when you know that every month someone else is on their 6 month, then that gives you someone else to reach out to if you need something. So, right, Tracy is on now serving. If next month Tracy needs something, she know it's the Williams, it's the Watkins, and they ain't been asked to do nothing since June. This here is going to allow Black people to build an army of all types of people, male, females, retirees, adults, youth, who's on the ready because they only been asked to do something every 6 months. I think this is dynamic. Next month, as you can see here, Saturday, December 18th is the next summit for the last of the year. That's going to be last names V through Z. Closing remarks from you guys, anything?
Yeah, everyone that's listening, I will ask you to please donate to this fantastic cause. Si, could you give them the information on where they go to donate?
Big time, and I'm glad you said that. We need, just you guys know, we need everyone to hopefully find it in your heart to become either a $12 donor, to be a $1 a month donor, to be any amount, as I know Tracy would say, but sowing seeds into this massive, you heard me, you saw the Cuds Tower, so that we can get this thing moving expeditiously in your city, state, country, and Africa as well. We have multiple ways of getting the money in. Cash App, it's the $SYRON. That's cash $SYRON. The website, www.nationalblockclubuniversity.com. That's the website. That's where PayPal is for that. Or Zelle, if you're into Zelle, that's SYRONSMITH@yahoo.com, SyronSmith@yahoo.com. So those are 3 ways of getting the money in. And thank you, Charles, for bringing that up, because without the money, it's like a brand new car with no gas in it. It's not going where we want it to go. Tracy, any closing remarks?
I just want to thank everybody and look forward to working with you.
All right, you guys, we are 2 minutes ahead, so you guys can disengage. I'm going to read this last piece here, but I just want to thank y'all for helping to give people this 2-hour presentation that went very quickly, I think. So just for everyone's closing remarks, because this is last names S, T, and U, this is the design, this is the setup. Anyone who last name is Sanders or Sampsons, you're a part of Team 6, and we're asking you to help us with the isolation of Black people. You call that number 312-405-8844. I will give you specifics, but Sampsons and Sanders helping us with Team 6. Taylors and Tates are helping us with Team 1. That's our business team that's helping us with starvation. You know, they starve Black communities. So the Taylors and Tates, if that's your last name. The Thomases and the Thompsons are helping us with Team 5. That's construction. That's helping people when we talk about that list of home repairs you need. Then Tollivers and Turners are team 7. That's our food team. They're helping us make sure people got food on the table this month. The last names beginning with U, Underwoods, is team 2 and team 8. That's helping us with accountability, team 2, report cards. And it's helping us with voter registration, team 8. That's the legal team. The Sewells and Shaw last names is team 4. That's education. That's helping us with the awards, giving out that $300 to the young people. Singletaries is helping us with team 3. That's dealing with safety out there patrolling. So when we talk about who's walking our neighborhoods, it's the Singletaries this month. And then the last one is Smith, Stanberries, and Sullivans. They're also helping with the K through 12th grade awards. All right, so I know it wasn't in alphabetical order precisely, but that was teams 1 through 8. And this here will be different next month. It'll be last names V through Z. No burnout to nobody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope that you're going to join us whenever it's your last name, but get